Welcome. Fade to Black breaking news for this Wednesday, January 31st, 2024. Last day of the month. This is all of the news that you need. I'm Jimmy Church. Help support the show. You know what to do. Get your Fade to Black T-shirts. The links are below. And if you get a Game Changer membership, and the links for the Game Changers are below, in addition to your autographed T-shirt and shipping, you're going to get River Moon Fade to Black Blend coffee. That's right. So click on the Game Changer link below and help support the show. Tonight on Fade to Black, Adam Apollo joins us. We're going to be talking about his research into ancient Egypt timelines. How does everything line up? We're going to be doing that tonight with Adam Apollo. All right, let's get straight to it. On this day in history, 1966, the Soviets launched Luna 9, the first spacecraft to make a soft landing on the moon, allegedly. Fader fact, one of the first lessons, now check this out, and you really need to think about this. One of the first lessons for CIA operatives is not doing the American lean. That's right. Americans always do the lean, resting on one leg with the other foot protruding. This stance is so prevalent that it's considered the de facto sign of an American abroad. And you do the lean. Let's get to the breaking news. Starlab Space, which is creating a commercial space laboratory that hopes to replace the International Space Station, signed a deal with SpaceX today to put it into low Earth orbit. Starlab, a joint venture of Voyager Space and Airbus, said it had enlisted SpaceX to ferry crew members to the private space station, along with making unmanned cargo supply missions. Starlab will be able to accommodate 4 astronauts at a time in space. NASA awarded $415 million to 3 companies so they can develop concepts, including Voyager Airbus. Northrop Grumman, one of the companies awarded NASA's funds in 2021, has now joined the Starlab team. Blue Origin, the third company to win NASA funds, continues to work on its own private lab plans. Axiom Space is working on a separate space lab agreement with NASA. The world's first electric flying passenger ship, and I talked about this last year, has completed test flights in Sweden and will now enter production ahead of its introduction into Stockholm's public transport network in 2024. It's called the Candela P12. It's designed by Swedish tech company Candela Technology AB. It's 39 feet long, runs on 252 kilowatt per hour batteries, and can carry up to 30 passengers. It will fly at up to 25 knots, 29 miles per hour, with a maximum speed of 30 knots or 35 miles per hour, with a range of up to 50 nautical miles, slashing a 55-minute commute to just 25 minutes. It's pretty cool looking, too. NASA's retired space shuttle Endeavour, right here in Los Angeles, is now pointing up. It was carefully hoisted late Monday and attached to a huge external fuel tank and its 2 solid rocket boosters at the California Science Center in Exposition Park, right here in downtown Los Angeles. A massive crane moved the orbiter, which is 122 feet long and has a 78-foot wingspan, into the partially built Samuel Oschin Air and Space Center at the museum. Crews then attached Endeavour Endeavour, covered in a protective wrapping, to the tank in a process that lasted into the pre-dawn hours yesterday. The building will be completed around Endeavour before the display opens to the public. The 20-story tall display stands atop an 1,800-ton concrete slab supported by 6 so-called base isolators to protect Endeavour from earthquakes. All parts of the vertical launch configuration are authentic components of the shuttle system, including the rust-colored external tank, which was flight qualified. And it looks incredible. Lucy, NASA's mission to explore the Trojan asteroids that orbit Jupiter, is about to kick into high gear. The spacecraft will perform 2 major engine burns this week. The first is today, and the second is this Saturday. This will burn up half of Lucy's fuel and boost its speed by 2,000 miles per hour. Lucy's current path takes it near the main asteroid belt, where it is already visited a tiny asteroid called Dinky back in November of 2023. You remember that? Lucy made that discovery there. Dinky is a pair of asteroids that orbit each other. They thought it was just one asteroid. And each one of those asteroids has another smaller companion, little mini moons, making it a quadruple system. Lucy will then travel and make it to Jupiter in August of 2027. There, it will fly by the asteroid Eurybates and its moonlet Cata, followed by 4 more asteroids and 3 more moonlets. Lucy will swing back to Earth in 2031 for another gravity assist, then head to the Trojan camp for its final observations. Lucy's mission will end in 2033 after it has explored 12 asteroids and 7 moonlets. Wow, incredible. I don't know if you've seen this video, but I have. Police in Thailand have arrested a woman whose pet lion was pictured going on a joyride in the streets of Pattaya. That's right. The video that has now gone viral showed the chain lion cub seated in the back of a white open-top Bentley. The lion was driven about by a Sri Lankan man who has since left the country and is believed to be a friend of the woman, and her name is Sawanjit Kosungjun. Yeah, say that 3 times. While it is not illegal to own a lion in Thailand, it needs to be officially registered. Authorities in Thailand say that she claimed to have bought the animal from a Thai man in Nakhon Pathom province who successfully facilitated its delivery to Pattaya. However, he failed to have his facility checked by officials before doing so, which made both the transfer and ownership of the lion illegal. It's a crazy video, man. All right. Hundreds of Roman-era medical instruments now being examined by scientists may come from one of the earliest known examples of a group medical practice. That's right. A total of 348 artifacts linked to medicine were found at the site of Alanoy, an ancient town that also had a large spa-like bath. The vast number of the 1,800-year-old artifacts show the site once featured an ancient medical center. The instruments were discovered during the rescue excavations that were carried out between 1998 and 2006 before the construction of a dam that flooded the site. Most of the artifacts were found within 2 buildings in a larger complex. GHC, Gladiator Healthcare. I'm just saying. And finally, I'll leave you with this. Today, the Senate Judiciary Committee grilled the chief executives of 5 big tech companies, including Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg, about the potential harms of their products on teens. Senator Marsha Blackburn confronted Zuckerberg on internal Meta documents suggesting that the company estimates the lifetime value of a teen user at $270. Senator John Kennedy said directly to Zuck, and I quote, "You have convinced over 2 billion people to give up all of their personal information, every bit of it, in exchange for getting to see what their high school friends had for dinner Saturday night. And you take this information, this abundance of personal information, and then you develop algorithms to punch people's hot buttons again and again and again to keep them coming back and to keep them staying longer. And as a result, your users see only one side of an issue. And so, to some extent, your platform has become a killing field for the truth. You're in the foothills of creepy. You track people who aren't even Facebook users. If you think that Instagram is not hurting millions of our young people, particularly young teens, particularly young women, you shouldn't be driving." End quote. Wow. Then things wrapped, and Zuckerberg stood to apologize to the families in the hearing room, saying, and I quote, "I'm sorry for everything you have all been through. No one should go through the things that your families have suffered, and this is why we invest so much, and we are going to continue doing industry-wide efforts to make sure no one has to go through the things your families have had to suffer." End quote. Now, nobody really bought into the apology. And then after that, Snap CEO Evan Spiegel apologized to families whose children have died after they purchased drugs on Snapchat, saying, and I quote, "I'm so sorry we have not been able to prevent these tragedies." End quote. Today's hearing shows the size of criticism for social media companies in Washington. It's a rare bipartisan bond on Capitol Hill. But despite this, Congress has yet to pass meaningful legislation to regulate social media companies. Most of the action has taken place at the state level and in the courts. It's just the way it is. Now, there are approximately 22 million teens in the United States between the age of 15 and 19 years old, and at $270 each, Zuckerberg and Meta have put a valuation of $5.84 billion on our children. Now, just think about those marketing meetings and their Excel spreadsheets. I'm just saying. Wow. There you go. There's all the Fade to Black breaking news that you need for this Wednesday, January 31st, 2024. Fade to Black breaking news is produced by Renee Newman. I'm Jimmy Church. I want to remind everybody that tonight on Fade to Black, Adam Apollo joins us. That's right. We're going to be talking about ancient Egyptian timelines and what his research has revealed. But until then, all I've got is go Backly Tappy.